Shit.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
In
What's
my
up?
vagina.
God damn.
Starting
That's the
this.
one clip to tell that one movie is bad.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to start it off with
Yeah,
that.
I
So
don't know
yeah,
why, but every time I hear that clip or watch that clip, I'm always expecting it to end with, and it just gets everywhere in my vagina, mainly because of that one South Park episode where I think they were dropping like over 100. They had like this F-bomb counter, and Cartman kept bringing up how Kyle has sand in his vagina. And now because of that freaking clip, I always expect that clip from Attack of the Clones to end with, and it gets everywhere in my vagina. And it would make a lot of sense too, given how much of a fucking baby
yeah,
he
but
is in the second and third
anyway,
film.
our SoundCloud is completely up. I got unlimited. Most of the episodes are up on there. So if you want to listen to the show, if you want to listen to it in the background while you do something else, you can do that. It's all ready now, and so yeah, Star Wars.
Yes. Wait, are we live now?
Yeah, we're live. We've been live.
Oh.
Oh shit! Did they hear about my comment?
Yeah, they heard all of it. All of it.
And it would make a lot of sense too, given how much of a fucking baby he
Yeah,
is
but,
in the second and.
watch
I. You know what's also funny? I got a random like game theory reject tweet saying why J.J. Abrams is wrong about Star Wars.
Yeah, anyway, what were we gonna start off with?
I think we were gonna.
Good.
Start
Wait,
with
you
Sam.
go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say we could briefly give our thoughts on the previous live action Star Wars films, excluding the holiday special.
Well, the
Okay, yeah.
holiday special doesn't even really count because it was a
It's like
TV
Star Wars
special, not like a
movies.
theatrically released film. So that doesn't even
It's
count. And I don't even
movies
count the Clone Wars films that was not the Clone Wars from
Yeah, I'm not
the Clone
counting
War
that
film
one.
that was theatrically released, but it was actually just like 3 episodes edited into like one film. Which yeah, they shouldn't have done that, and it obviously wasn't meant to be a theatrically released film. So I don't think it would be really fair to count that as a theatrically released film. And actually, in all honesty, if you put that together with the rest of the Clone Wars series, it's actually not bad at all. It's fine as like 30-minute episode, like a 3-part arc,
Pilot.
since it does tie in pretty okay with the rest of the television series. What were you gonna say, Michael?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it would be okay as like a TV movie or like a 3-part pilot.
And yeah, I think that's yeah, it was like 3 episodes combined into one, and I think that's what they were probably gonna start off with. I don't know, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, which one do we want to start off with, the original trilogy or the prequels?
Let's just go in chronological order and start with the prequels.
Okay.
Well, I won't have much to say then.
Yeah, have you
Yeah,
even
the
actually seen it or no?
Like, I've only seen bits and pieces. I get the general gist of what happens in them, but I've never taken my time to watch them.
I don't blame
Yeah.
you because they're fucking boring movies.
Yeah, I know. I actually rewatched all 3 of them recently, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. Seriously, if you're gonna watch the prequels, watch it with a Collider's commentary on the films because they are so fucking hilarious and just great. It's a great commentary in general, and if it wasn't for that, I would have been so bored out of my mind, and I would have had such a hard time watching all 3 of those films. And yeah, and this was actually like the first time that I've seen any of those prequels, and like I think since I was a kid, like in at least 10 years. So I was actually shocked at how bored I was with the actual film itself. That I wasn't even paying attention to the film itself, and as I was with the Collider video commentary on it. So yeah.
I would say episode 1, the only two highlights are the pod race or the lightsaber battles. Everything else, I pretty much forgotten about.
Yeah, the Darth Maul lightsaber still holds up really, really well. The pod race, I'm gonna be honest, and I actually did watch the prequels after Chris Duckman's review on the Phantom Menace, and and he actually did bring up a really good point about how there's not really that many interesting shots of the pod race, and it's just they're all like the same type of shots, and it's actually and now with that coming in my mind, I in watching the Phantom Minutes, I actually found the pod racing to be actually pretty dull and not very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 2 is.
Episode 2.
I mean, most people say it's better than episode 1.
It's not. It's the worst of the entire franchise. It is.
Did we forget about the romance between Anakin and Padme?
Yeah. I can never remember. The only part about that sand comment that I can remember is the last part where it's like, and it just gets everywhere. Mainly because I'm always expecting him to say it gets everywhere in my vagina. Because thank you South Park for implanted that in my head. God damn you. um. But yeah, there are. Yeah, that was a really, really pointless film. I don't feel like it really progressed the overall story arc of the prequels. Very
Yeah.
little or at all. So yeah, episode 2 was just kind of a waste.
The
And
only highlight
episode-
really is Yoda wielding a lightsaber, but that's only for like
yeah.
what, minutes?
Yeah, I actually like it. I liked it at first when it's actually really super fast paced and intense. But it's like when he's doing all these flips and it's not even him fighting
Yeah.
Dooku anymore. It's a little bit silly for me. But
Like the stunt
As
double and
Dr.
shit.
Kirk called it, Crouching Tiger hit a Muppet.
yes, CG Muppet.
The fight
Um,
scene-
what else was? Oh, and I think the only thing of merit that episode 2 has as far as the overall story arc for the prequels is the clones, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much and the romance between Anakin and Padme. Even though it's fucking terrible, at least it does actually serve a purpose for the overall story arc.
Mhm.
And mm, and kind of with the Django Boba Fett thing, and
that was
yeah, I'm
even
gonna
that wasn't
be
really
honest.
interesting.
I actually still don't like how they made a Boba Fett a clone of a Django. That was just no. There was
yeah.
no reason to do that. I wish they would have actually made him like a Django's biological son rather than a clone of Django.
Yeah.
It's just God.
And also
I
the,
s-
the clone troopers that are all CGI.
Yeah, I know it's.
Yeah.
They didn't need to do that.
Wait, hold on. Weren't the prequels the movies where they basically were mainly blue screen sets all the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they were
So, like,
released
they
from
couldn't
like
really- they didn't have
99 to
anything to interact
2005.
They didn't have anything to interact with, so everything came out like wooden and shit. It was pretty awful.
Yeah, and yeah, there was like no actual actor director chemistry because like all it was just Lucas sitting on his fucking fat ass like in another part of the room watching a monitor just going like, "Okay, act with this emotion." And because that everyone is on the same level of emotion, no one really sticks out because they're all given the exact same type of performance as everybody else in the film, and yeah, it makes the film really, really boring.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
episode 3.
I was gonna say, I guess to end the prequel thing, episode 3 is probably the only
best one.
prequel I think is watchable at
the
least.
best one.
Yeah,
by some
I
bad
completely agree. I actually went back into, and that was actually I actually really loved that as a kid because, well, it had a lot of cool action. It had a lot of cool moments. But rewatching it now recently before and this was like I think a week
Illegal
before
butt injections.
Whoops, that was an accident. Illegal butt injection. There you go.
Smooth move.
But yeah, no,
Illegal butt
anyway.
injections.
There you go.
But no, as I was saying, I actually did watch all the Star Wars films. Like I think, oh god, the prequels at least a week before Force Awakens came out, and yeah, I after watching Revenge of the Sith recently, I actually find that to be a rather mediocre film. It's still watchable. It's just I find it to be really dull and it's just the least dull out of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably do 0.5 out of 5 stars, where I would give episode 1 a 1 out of 5 and episode 2 a 0.5 out of 5.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And with the original trilogy, I'll just pick the short and sweet. All three are great.
Yeah, all three of them are
Yeah.
5 out of 5 for me.
And like the interesting thing I would say is that with like the original trilogy after the first film, Lucas didn't direct Empire and Return of the Jedi,
But he
and I think he
direct
had other people working on it with him with the script.
Yeah.
Whereas the prequels, most of the blame
That
can
was,
be
like,
put
the
on
prequels were
him
mostly
because
is
he
he
him.
wrote
directed
and
all three of
directed.
those
Yeah.
films, and he had
He had a
complete
lot
total
of creative
100%
control.
control because now he was this because he
So he
had
fucked
the
it up.
status that he had at that point, and because of that he didn't really have to answer to anyone, and the people that were around him, that like the creative team, they were just a bunch of fucking yes men's who were just, oh my god, just going with whatever the hell he wanted to do, and nobody was like saying,
Yeah.
yeah, George, no,
But I think
no,
this
come
is
on.
stuff that like everyone's already
Ugh.
heard. So I'd rather like just move on to what everyone wants to hear, The Force Awakens. And
Yep.
I don't
Oh,
I
we're not even
think
okay.
well okay.
Never
Well,
mind.
this it's the title of the video. um I think this might have been my favorite one. And I say that because I don't think I'm like as nostalgic for the originals as most people are, so maybe that kind of influenced it. But I weighing them, I think that this might be my favorite one.
um I don't know if I don't think I would put it as my favorite, but I think I would definitely say that it's better than Return of the Jedi. I would say that Empire is my favorite, then New Hope, and then Force Awakens, and then Return of the Jedi, then prequels. Um, but yeah, I really love this one.
I'm probably gonna
And I
piss
actually do
somebody
want to
off
go
with
see it
that,
a
but
third
yeah,
time, sometime soon before it leaves theaters.
yeah,
From what I've experienced, like with the whole Star Wars series, Force Awakens was pretty much a pretty good surprise for me when I watched it with my dad. I'd honestly say it's my
Yeah,
favorite so
Force
far.
Awakens is in my top.
Your
Force
top?
Awakens is easily in my top 3 favorite Star Wars films.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know. It wouldn't be my favorite, I don't think. I think Empire still beats it, but
yeah,
it's still really
yeah.
good.
yeah.
Uh,
And
I think
yeah.
yeah.
So what? I'm sorry. What
No,
ski?
it's fine. It's fine. Keep going.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, what are like, and this is like and yeah, guys, if you haven't read the title of the stream, this is actually a, spoiler cast, so we're gonna be
Mhm.
spoiling The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So, in case you haven't seen it, then you probably want to click out of this
Han Solo
live
dies.
stream.
Han Solo dies. Han Solo dies.
God,
I just
This is what
love
you
how you
get.
just
This is
said
what
that,
you
like
get for
right
clicking
after
on
I
a
just
fucking
like
the
spoiler
amount of people
podcast.
I know so far that have been spoiled by that one thing.
yeah, I was actually I okay, I wasn't technically spoiled by, but someone actually brought up like Han Solo dies. I'm like, it's probably bullshit. So I didn't really believe that was actually a spoiler, and so it didn't really bother me. Like when I was like, oh shit, he did fucking spoil the god. Fuck you. But
When the scene was playing out, I was thinking, like, they're probably going to kill him off. And of
yeah.
course, I didn't think they were. Then when they did, I was like, they actually went there.
Yes, I
Yeah.
actually really like that one part in
Like,
Nostalgia
'cause they
Critic's
did the
review of The Force
scene.
Awakens, where it's like, the Cinema Snub who's playing Han Solo is actually like, where like Kylo Ren's like, "Hey, can you step a little bit further?" And then there's this freaking target, and he's like, and Han's like, "Oh yeah." That was actually pretty funny
Yeah, but
because it was actually really that obvious that he was gonna die in that, at least in that moment. But
Hmm.
yeah, but I think they did that scene pretty well because like yeah, you know he's gonna get killed off, but they have like kind of like a moment where you're like, maybe, but then they kill him off.
Yeah, and another thing that I really love about that scene, and this is something I actually noticed the second time I watched it, was like this foreshadowing that they had, where it's like when where it's like the sun is still up when Kylo is possibly maybe considering actually going home with a Han Solo. Then once the sun is completely gone and it's completely dark, and you kind of see like this darkness, kind of. Oh God, I'm trying to think of wordings. um, shit. Like everything gets dark, like as if it's nighttime, and it's like at that moment you could see in Kylo's face that already made his decision that he's gonna just kill his father off. That was actually a really cool foreshadowing that they did that I didn't notice until the second viewing.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah.
Which,
I think the acting was really good. I think who they cast was really good. I really liked all three of the main characters. Especially Poe Dameron. I wish they had him in the movie more because he was a pretty fun character, and so is Finn.
oh yeah,
I-
definitely.
Finn was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Finn was like, I think he was sort of like the audience because he's like, you can tell in his performance, he's like, holy shit, I'm in a Star Wars movie. You
Yeah.
can kind of feel it. in him.
Oh, you're Han Solo. I know all this shit about you.
No, not well. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh shit! What the
sorry,
hell was I gonna
I'm
say?
not like the best movie reviewer, but I'll try. I'm not really used to this.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, I just kind of dazed off. But yeah, no, I really really enjoyed the new cast. Especially like Daisy Ridley. Like that was that was a great
Yeah.
performance. I actually wasn't expecting her to be as prominent or crucial to the actual story as she was. Like, and I
Yeah.
think she actually did turn out to be a really really badass
Some
character,
people are
and
saying she's a
hopefully
Mary
she'll be
Sue.
expanded upon in the, well, obviously she will be in the, like in the next two films, where it's like when we look back she's like, yeah, she's like a really really badass Star Wars chick. And it's actually, I actually really like how there's actually more films creating like these really really badass female characters, and they're doing a really uh, shit, I'm sorry, I'm kind of tired and didn't get much sleep. Shit.
I know the feeling.
Because like Ray shows she's pretty capable throughout the movie. I would definitely say.
Yeah, but like some people
Yeah.
are saying she's
Yeah.
like a
So,
Mary Sue. and
especially at
shit,
the very end.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are saying she's like a Mary Sue and shit. I don't really agree with that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you refresh my memory
Some-
on what a Mary Sue is? I don't keep up with like internet shit as much as
It's just
other
like
people.
a perfect.
It's basically like the
perfect
saying of a perfect
invincible
character.
fan fiction
Ah.
No
character.
flaws.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, you're right. She's totally a fucking Mary goddamn fucking Sue, despite that she has her own personal struggles, like having, like, for example, like this feeling of abandonment that she had with like whoever her parents were, that she doesn't even know who they are. And she's trying to, and she's kind of expecting them to come back at some point, and she's just waiting and waiting, and she knows that deep down they're probably not going to come back. So yeah, obviously there is some character flaw. And not only that, it's not like, and if we're like, and also like it doesn't really make much sense to say that she's a Mary Sue either, because like it's not like she could pick up like a lightsaber and just do all these badass. No, she can't, because she barely knows how to use a goddamn lightsaber.
Yeah.
And one part of the movie that would exemplify this was when she tries to do the force trick on a stormtrooper. It took her a few tries to get that right.
Yeah. Oh, and fun fact about that stormtrooper. Did you know that was actually a Daniel Craig cameo?
Really?
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah, that stormtrooper in that particular scene was actually Daniel Craig.
I heard that one of them was like Simon Pegg, the guy that Orion Broadcast was mad at, or someone. He made a cameo somewhere in there.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I actually don't know which character he was, in all honesty, but I know he's in the film and he
Yeah,
did
he
make a
was.
cameo. So yeah,
Same here.
But
Yeah.
one thing I want to point out, one character I didn't like was Snoke, because I was like, who the fuck is he, and why do I care? Why should I care?
Yeah,
who he
like
is?
they
And they
yeah,
didn't
like
pull it
they're
off very
very
well.
vague about him.
He's like this
Yeah.
like, CGI looking fucking hologram, like Gollum looking.
Funny thing is, he's played by
no
Andy
fucking-
Serkis.
Oh
why-
yeah, and
why
I
is he
think
important?
they're gonna expand upon his character
Yeah.
in the next two films, and he's
Mhm.
probably gonna be like, he's gonna probably turn out to be a really really badass character by the end of the new trilogy
But in
that's
this movie,
being made currently.
But in this
I know the
movie, he's
second film's
powerful
being
and
directed and
little
written by the guy that
reason
did Looper.
Yes, Ryan Johnson, who I think is absolutely fucking perfect for Episode 8. Like, yeah, if you have not seen Looper, please go see that because I feel like that I don't know how many people have actually seen that, but if you haven't seen it, please go watch that. That is an incredible sci-fi film, and it's probably, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best sci-fi film of the last decade. And it and if or at the very least, like one of the most original sci-fi films of the last decade or couple decades. It's just a really really well directed film. And oh god, yeah, it's just so many great moments that I could point up. I'm not going to right now.
Yeah.
And he also directed Ozymandias, the one of the last episodes of Breaking Bad, and that's actually considered one of the best episodes of television in television history. And he directed that, so I'm actually really really looking forward to Ryan Johnson directing episode 8, given everything he's done in the past.
Yeah, Michael, you said
I
you had
believe I
like
heard episode. Sorry.
you said you had like a shitty review or something of the movie.
Wait, what now?
Didn't Michael say he had like a link to like a shitty review of the movie or
Oh
something?
yeah, beyond the trailer.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I'll send it right away.
We should like
Um
maybe that could like spark more stuff to talk about. I'm better
yeah,
I'm better when I'm making fun of someone else's shit.
yeah. But there is one more thing that I want to bring up before we do that. So there's actually this backlash that's currently going on with the Force Awakens, where a lot of people are like, it's too much like A New Hope, and it's almost identical to A New Hope. And yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
That isn't necessarily a bad thing that it likes to call back to a previous movie. As long as it has its own original moments in there, I think it's fine to do callbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I sent the link.
Yeah, I know. I'm downloading it. One sec.
and one thing that I will say is that I mean, yet like as far as like when we're talking about like from how the film how like the scenes are visually constructed, they're the same, but when we're actually looking at the actual context of the entire film, then yeah, it's really honestly is a completely different film from A New Hope. That it has parts in it that are visually similar to A New Hope. That's really about it.
It's going silent.
Any of this gamer ask Michael, why the fuck aren't you in BOP? I don't know.
Simply because they aren't looking for members.
We have a lot of people.
And
Also,
oh,
fucking Eddie this game. Oh, we're breaking up. You broke up for a second.
say this
there.
right now.
You
If
broke up
like
for a second. Oh shit. Sorry about this.
of course, considering a lot of people I talk to on here are members of that and I consider friends, but not only are they not looking for new members, but as Ski said, they have a lot of people as is. So I guess I'll mention this now. I know I mentioned it when I first appeared. For the longest time, I joked saying I was an undercover member.
Yeah, y'all are kind of breaking up a little. If it happens,
Well, I
again,
mean, Michael, you are
we
a
might
Bob.
need to fix the call, but yeah.
Accomplice.
Hey, can we
Hang on a moment.
restart the call?
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Can we restart the call? Y'all keep breaking up. All right. I'll try hosting. Sorry about this.
No, it's fine.
I was more talking to the audience, but yeah. I want to move to a different program to do this, maybe. because Ryan brought one up. I forget what it was called, like Pandora or something. I don't know.
All right, yeah,
Oh,
we're just
he's
waiting for
muted.
the.
He's gonna be back on. All right.
All right, there. Yeah,
We can talk
but
video
while
while
we're
we're waiting.
just waiting for you to get everything ready for that
Yeah, video right now.
analysis of
Shit.
what. Yeah, so let's just bring up how like George Lucas called Disney a freaking white slaver.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's
Like
bring
yeah,
up that
this yeah,
article.
George Lucas actually called Disney a
Okay,
white
let me
slaver.
find it.
Actually, according
Where is it?
it oh my God, yeah, seriously, oh
Here it
holy
is.
shit, where is that article?
I
Like
got it. I got it.
that shit is so funny. It's like someone is still salty about the deal that the team made with.
uh, I gotta bring it up on OBS. Okay.
Next, he's a bunch of Nazi support. Day.
All right. Here we go. And it's up. All right. So George Lucas says The Force Awakens was retro for his taste. Calls white slavers. In an interview with Charlie Rose this week, George Lucas's anger led to hate and then to some hyperbole. Oh, is it buffering? Shit. During the 45-minute interview, Lucas discussed his feelings on Awakens, the franchise deal, and how his vision for a new movie would have differed from Disney's. Transcript via movies and all kinds of it. Disney looked at the stories and said, we wanted to make something for them. So I said, fuck the fans. I mean, all I was tell the story of what happened. You know, it started here and it went there. It's all generations, and it's
Hold
about,
on.
you know, the issues of fathers and sons and grandfathers. This makes sense. It's a family soap opera.
All right.
I mean, ultimately, we call it. Well, isn't that what Force is about? Because Han Solo was Kylo Ren's dad, and fathers and sons, and whatever. So they decided
Wait,
they didn't want to use
Michael
those
George, are you
stories.
able to hear us, Ski?
So they decided they didn't want to use those. No, they did. They said they were going to do their own thing, so I decided fine, but basically I'm not going to try to. They weren't that keen to have me involved anyway, but at the time I said if I get in there, I'm going to cause trouble because they're not going to do
Wait,
what I
Ski, can
want.
you hear me?
Yeah, because they're not going to do what I want them to do. So, and I don't have control to do that.
Yeah, I don't think Ski.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
But at the time I said, if I get in there, it's going to cause trouble because they're not going to do what I want them to do because they're fucking awful at making Star Wars, apparently. So, and I don't have the control to do that anymore. And all I would do is muck everything up, yeah. So I said, okay, I'll go my way and let them go their way. And it worked out fine. And it really does come down to a really simple rule of life, which is when you break up with somebody,
Oh, what the hell?
the first rule is no phone calls. The second rule, you don't go over to their house and drive by to see what they're doing. The third one is you don't show up at their coffee shop or the thing. You just say, nope, gone history. I'm moving forward. Every time you do something like that, you're opening the wound again. He's really fucking dramatic. And if it makes it harder for you, you have to put behind you. And it's a very, very, very hard thing to do. But you have to just cut it off and say, okay, in the ball game, I gotta move on. Everything in your body says don't. You can't. And these are my kids. All those Star Wars, I love them. I created them. Not the first three. The original, you didn't. Well, I mean, yeah, you helped the trilogy. You didn't really create them. There were a lot of other people that contributed more to how good those movies were than you.
It
I'm very intimately